Hey everybody, I'm back. It's your girl, Miss Red, with the Miss Red Podcast Show. Welcome, ting. Welcome on our Friday night, on a rainy Friday night. I love when it's like this, when home, cozy and safe. Let's make sure I got my other electronics going here. I always forget to turn this dang thing on because this poor thing, I've dropped it. All right. Come on, phone. Come on, technology. Come on now.
I've added electronics going onto the list.
She's trying to do too much for me right now. Let's go, because people be like, don't forget to put that thing on. So we can see on your other social media. Video play. There we go. Okay, so welcome. Look, y'all. Every day I'm gonna start off with a new pair of sunglasses. Well, not new, but new to you. Sunglasses. I'm a sunglasses freak. A freak, right? One, screenshot, pose. Okay, so as per usual, let's start off with the weekly WTF. Okay, I'm gonna let you y'all read it first, and then I'll come back and explain it, because they're not gonna read it to you. You guys read yourself, because y'all can read, and then I'm gonna explain. Crazy. Let the music play if it play. Give it, because the music is what makes it funny.
Maybe I deserve to wonder who's calling so damn late. For you to say I'm tripping just to hold me from upstate. Do you mind if I tell the truth? For a second, y'all. Tell the truth. Yeah. No. Maybe I deserve to wonder who's.
Here we go. Let me explain. Now, normally, okay, let me explain. So, this is WTF. That was a picture of a text message between, I won't even say a couple. We'll just say two people that have had relations. And she goes, hey, okay, let me try to do this. Are you able to have it up while yes, Rachel. She let him go raw dog. She didn't even know him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Exactly, Rachel. Here we go. Let me undo my fingers. I don't really like it when I do this, okay? Rachel, when I say she's stupid, she's dumb. Rachel, she goes, this is a text message. I'm gonna act it out, y'all. Acting skills. Me. Okay. Text message. Him and her. Hey, you shouldn't have nutted in me like that. I told you to pull out. That's me being her. He goes, LOL. I tried, LOL. I really tried to pull out. LOL. He goes, you have your stuff together. I think you will be a great mother, but the kid will be fine. You will be. I mean, what you got? Quit this with all the diseases out there today. Random sex. I know it's crazy, but this is crazier. That's crazy, and this is crazier. Wait the way he says. He goes, LOL. I tried to pull out. I really did, but I didn't. Okay, if you're pregnant, I will. I'm out of all the other girls I have slept with and am still sleeping with, you are the one that has the most stuff together. I'm answering back to her. So this kid may actually have a chance in life. So if you're pregnant, good luck with you and your baby. Bye. and tells her bye. And, oh, I'm sorry. Good luck. Okay. So, okay. Do y'all need me to? Oh, and sing. Do y'all need me to do that again? React that out, or do y'all know how I just did that? Let me. So what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Let me just explain what just happened here. Let me give me some water. It took me a nap. I woke up. Okay, so listen. Okay, Rachel and I think it was Quintus. They're logical people. They just brought up about, oh, you guys being responsible. There's diseases out here. You could die out here. Like, ew. Okay, logistically speaking, they're talking like logical people. This girl texts this boy and says, oh my God, why did you nut inside of me? I may be pregnant. And this fool says, of all the girls I've been sleeping with, that I am still sleeping with, you're the only one that seems to have you have a job, you have an apartment, you have a car, you got a place to stay, you actually have, your life somewhat together, so you're not some loser bum on the street. So I would be honored, or I would feel better that having a child with you would be my best bet. It would be a little bit, honorable to have a child with you as opposed to these other heathens out here that I may have a kid with. At least I know my kid may not be in the street. But good luck with you and this kid. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Has no intentions of staying around. So if this lady has all these things, an apartment, a house, a car, meaning a decent person, what is she doing sleeping with this hooligan? We're all dogging with this hooligan. I'm confused. Can somebody help me in that comments for the what the fuck? I'm lost. Am I lost or are you lost? You shouldn't have known. You allowed this to happen? So now another bastard child with a dumbass. Ooh, I almost said a bad word. Now that's a what the fuck. That picture, and if y'all read it up closely, I mean, he says, the fact that he said, good luck, bye. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Another one down, another one down, another one bites the dust. Girl, you gonna let somebody else determine your destiny of you and then your child? Please, somebody in the comments, I'm begging you. And the caption, and whoever wrote that caption said, was messy. Imagine the person saying this, you calling somebody you just had sex with, calling you, and this is their response. That's messy. I'm pregnant. And then they had the text messages like that. And then the music in the background. Child. Oh. Somebody. What? I can't. The shade. The WTFs are bringing so much shade. I gotta block it. Child. That man would have seen me. So first of all, I wouldn't even. There's no way you can't even touch my finger, much less touch anything else. What? I'm gonna stay a snob. As a matter of fact, let me. Hold on. I feel dirty just even talking about it. Oh my God. Okay, so before we go on to the topic of the day, I just felt dirty. I have to cleanse myself. I felt dirty. So that now, unfortunately, that child is gonna be in this world with a father with whatever his IQ is, gonna be in them special classes with the special teachers. They're gonna always have a job because that don't make no damn sense for him to be out here doing that and these girls allow him to do that. He said, you are one of the best women I've ever been with, girl. Thank you for having a child, and I wish you luck with that baby. Now y'all know that is a WTF. So now we got the first one, we got the second one, third one had a headache, fourth one, and this is the fifth one. I have plenty, y'all, of the WTFs. Red book. This is my magic book right here. WTFs. All right. I'm sorry. I'm freshened up now. I'm calm now. I've been getting upset about my WTFs. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm moving on. Okay. So now you guys know I have my podcast as well, the Misread Podcast Show. So, episode 7, I did an episode called Dating Red Flags. Y'all should probably, I have a studio. So I had a guest. Her name was Miss Shay. For some reason, I tagged her in one of my workout posts by accident because she has a company called something about she provides home health care to older people or people who can't take care of themselves. So by accident, at my ad, I tagged her by accident. And I don't know why. I'm posing, didn't even notice. So she had this great story about being love bombed. And she came on, told her story. A professional woman. She got businesses. Yes, she got businesses, honey. She owns businesses. Got, a nice car, got her own home, no kids. Never had a kid, never had like, oh my God, let me abort this baby. No, she just never had a kid. She's waiting till marriage. Like you're supposed to. Black woman, dressed nice, professional. I like her. I mean, I met her through somebody who works at Mercedes. And that's how I met her. So I asked her, she asked to come on my show, and because she said she loved that topic. People love the dating topic. You can never go wrong with this dating topic. I think I'm gonna call myself Miss Red, the dating guru, because I think I've learned a lot from my own dating life that I throw myself in the mix. Because of course I'm not married, but it doesn't matter. You still can learn a lot from your own when you have to research stuff to talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying? So and I've had to do that, and of course I dated a lot. And now, based on like even that what the F, and me living in Atlanta, dating is garbage. And it's not what it used to be. But anyway, so I chose to pull a clip from my episode because I wanted you guys to see it, and then I'm going to talk about the show today. So today's episode is about the 3 biggest flags in the first date. With that episode with Shay, that was the red flags in overall dating. Meaning, if she would have saw these first 3 red flags from like the first sit down with that first drink, it is candles. Somebody gave me this candle. Somebody gave me this candle. And then that candle, like the first date, like come sit down, first date. Hi, my name is Miss Red. Hi, my name is Dumbfuck. How are you? After that first date, you would have saw them first few signs. You could have got your shit, get your keys, and been gone. And you would never had to have, you shouldn't have nutted in me. Got this baby. He took my money. All these stupid things they do. You could have left. But now you got the guru here now. The guru is here. So the Misread Podcast Show. Now, this is not a clip, y'all. It's gonna be about at least 6, maybe 9 minutes. So sit back, relax. If you have not seen my show, you're gonna love it. It's connected together. There's no competition between the BFAM show, this one, and that one. There's no competition. They're all one. They're all mixed in together because it's still me. Okay, so sit back and relax. It'll play from like I said, for like 9 or 10 minutes. So it's getting ready to play. So here we go. So sit back, watch, and enjoy.
Building relationships, helping people who cannot help themselves with personal care, daily living activities, things of that such.
Lovely.
And also small businesses as well, providing them support for their back offices.
Okay.
Yeah. Outside of that, in my personal life, I am recently single.
Okay.
So dating red flags are fresh on the mind right now.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, okay. So the thing is, you said being single in Atlanta, like a professional woman, right? When you're single, do you think it matters if you are professional? Like, let's say you didn't have all that going on. You just were just a person that worked at like the mall or McDonald's. Does it matter? Do you think?
I don't think so. I think that being single in Atlanta, a single Black female in Atlanta, we all run into the same obstacles because we all have this same small subset of supposed to be single men to choose from.
So you don't think that you have a higher caliber of men because you are considered like a more of a catch because you do have more options? Are your options better? Would you say?
I guess maybe so.
Okay.
Maybe so. Yeah, because I am selected.
Right.
So
Now, does selective mean picky? Or because if you're picky, meaning selective, does that hurt you with your options? Because the ratio here is so like what 30-1 or something like that.
it's crazy.
It is crazy because I'm also not married. I have not been married. I've been engaged 3 times. To somebody that could be a red flag. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I mean, so again, myself being a professional, I would say that I'm extremely picky as well. And to some people, they could say that's a red flag that you're picky. It just, again, it depends on who you're talking to. Because even with these red flags that I have in this trusty book here, it varies. Because sometimes some of the red flags that I saw at Harold's last week, Chicken and Ice Bar in Duluth, plug, they told me, just saying, you should come check us out. Can some of the red flags turn into green flags? We also asked that question too, and the couple that was there said yes.
I can see that.
And that was an interesting question that we posed. That caused a really nice conversation. Can red flags become green flags? And it depends on what it is.
Right.
Like you can't, if somebody's got 9 kids and you don't want a person that has 9 kids and 9 baby mamas or 9 baby daddies, you can't change that.
Yeah.
But if someone picks their nose and eats their boogers, yeah, okay, you can maybe change that. But so that conversation did come up, and I thought that was a very interesting conversation that we had at Harold's, the couple that did their interview. But okay, so you said you were recently single, because I am for the last maybe like year and a half or so. My engagement broke off. So do you mind sharing about? Actually, do you mind if I title yours? Your recent. We talked earlier. We actually we named it something jokingly. Your recent breakup, we called it bald-headed hoes with beards.
That's right.
Okay, so we did talk bald-headed hoes with beards. So your ex-boyfriend was a bald-headed hoe with a beard.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna call him.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna say anybody's name. We're gonna call him that. So this is your recent red flag situation. So let's talk about your red flags after that ended. Thank the Lord. What did you get out of that? Now that that's happened, what red flags did you get out of that?
The number one red flag, now that I can look back and
Reflect
on everything, was the love bombing.
Okay. And what exactly is love bombing?
Love bombing is when someone just comes in, just rushes you with all the great feels, all the great things, doing everything wonderful, doing everything great. But it's kind of like a bad characteristic that they have because they don't do it. Maybe they do it with good intentions in the beginning, but they have to take the lenses off and quit looking. But if they don't take the lenses off and keep looking, then that's when it becomes a problem.
Because at first you would think, oh my God, this person, like, you wouldn't think bad. If someone's love bombing you, just throwing love, I love you.
Yeah.
I want to love on you. Oh, I love you. You would think that's not bad. You would think, like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah.
Like, why would you wouldn't think anything of it. You would think this person loves me. Who doesn't want to be loved on. So
Exactly.
you wouldn't think
Exactly.
love bombing is bad. You would
Yeah.
think, who in the world would not want to be showered with love?
Mm-hmm.
So you would. So now that you step out of it,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to reflect.
Yeah.
So you realize that was a cover for control, to
Yep.
kind of keep you
Yep.
in the house, to be like, you focus on me, but I'm still gonna have my eyes all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a mechanism that they use to, like you said, control you. They do all these wonderful things in the beginning. They make you feel things in the beginning, but like I said, they don't ever take off their lenses. They're consistently still looking.
That's a
But
good
they
point.
put you in a good spot to where you feel like, wow, this person did all these wonderful things for me. Shower me with gifts, trips, time.
Because who wouldn't
things.
like that?
I know,
I
right?
mean, any
makes you
woman would
feel
like
good.
that.
But then they put you there. So now you're stuck there and your feelings, your heart is involved. And now the switch up game begins.
Because a woman who's professional like yourself is not going to be running the streets.
Exactly.
You have business to
I have
attend to.
things do.
No one's professional is going to be just ripping, running, bebopping around.
Exactly.
Only hoes do that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say that. I hate that word, but it's true. And men know that.
Yeah.
And but they're over here just doing this, but then we are at home handling business,
Yep.
and they know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, and I've heard that before.
Yeah.
The love bombing.
Yeah.
So the try and control, keep you at home. And do you think they do that with multiple women? Everybody gets the love bombing when they're still looking around, or is it just like focus on one?
It's probably just maybe one or two, because that takes a lot of energy
And money.
time and money. And you know, the average male median income here in Atlanta is not that great. So if you don't got a lot of money, you can't play.
There's a lot of flexing and flogging here.
Yes, extremely.
A lot of people living at home with their mamas driving Benzes.
And a lot of men don't have cars, and a lot of men don't have
Speak on
this,
it.
and barely.
Speak on
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
Speak on it. I'm going to speak on it I'm going to speak on that. I'm talking about living with their mamas.
And then the other part of the love bombing is it's a cover up. It's a shell, so where you can start. You know, you can put this man in a high regard because he's making you feel so good. You're like, oh my goodness, this man is making me feel.
No one's ever going to do this.
amazing.
Ah, so
Exactly.
lucky. Oh my
But
God.
then once you start to get to know that person and able to peel back the layers, you're like,
Okay, wait a minute now. What
all
happened?
right, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of grace, and I'm gonna deal with that just because of you did this and made me feel that way.
But then things start happening.
And then another layer comes
Right,
back,
right.
and then another layer. Then
You're like,
another
wait a
layer.
minute
Like,
now.
hold up. Mm-mm.
But they think just because you've been love bombing, I'm going to keep dealing with this. Because they know what's coming.
Exactly.
They know deep
Yeah.
down what kind of person they really
Mhm.
are. So they know this. If I keep doing these things, they will ignore what's really coming.
And then another thing, a lot of men like to play outside of their league.
Yes.
Hey, it is what it is. I'm a toot my own horn, toot.
Toot.
So when they finally get that one that they've never experienced before, then they feel like, I got her on the hook. She ain't going nowhere.
Now, do you think when they finally get that one, do they think like, okay, well, she finally, like, do they think that maybe, okay, well, she's desperate now because she's older, that, well, maybe she'll deal with me now because she has no options. Like, I'm going to say this because, like, I have a coworker that, all these years to never have, a child or anything. Then you have a child at 42, 43 and be a baby mama?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you have your own house and your own this and that. Why you waiting all this time? Just because you want a child?
Maybe it was because of personal reasons. Maybe.
But I mean,
because I am 40 plus. I don't have children. I've never been married, but I've never believed in having children out of wedlock.
nor I don't think this person did either.
Yeah, I've entertained it. Even in this last relationship, I entertained it.
With
But
Buddy?
yeah, I entertained it. But
Aren't you glad you didn't do that?
I'm
though?
so glad.
Imagine
I am so glad.
the drama.
But it was also another control mechanism because I believe that he probably wanted it more than I did.
Because he would have had you in
Exactly.
Like, and he would have you like this,
Exactly.
because he knows you want to be a single mom, the baby daddy drama. You had all this time without that, and then imagine having that in your 40s.
Mhm.
See, yeah. Again, because I'm 51 with one daughter. I only had one daughter. I was with her dad for like very many years. You know, again, you carry yourself in a way where certain women don't have multiple baby daddies.
Right.
That's just not. I'm not doing that.
I never wanted that.
Me either.
I never wanted.
I'm not knocking nobody. Yeah, but that's just not.
That's your thing, and it works for you.
Great.
That's just not.
That's not. Yeah. I'm not. Look, I'm like. I'm mad because I'm not mad we didn't get married, but that's what I learned my lesson. I'm like, you know, so, and I'm teaching my daughter the same thing. Exactly. She's 28 now, and she doesn't have any kids, you know, so you want your kids to do better than you.
Exactly.
So I'm sticking to that, you know.
I think we got
she made different choices. I was still
yeah. Okay, so that's where we had that conversation was, wow, I loved it. I was really trying to get to the point where we got to that baby part. This lady, Shay, she was so cool. She's so sweet. As professional as she was, her and that talk went on for, it took D a while to get that produced, because he had to cut and edit and everything, because her and I went on and on and on and on. So great, and it's doing well. So check it out. But she actually contemplated having a baby with this man. The fuck? Now her life, her and her child would have been fine because she can take care of herself, because she has her own financial means. But who wants to be a single mom? Nobody, if you have a choice in the matter. But she actually contemplated that. So, but of course, she's now that she has came back, self-reflected. She's glad she didn't. But the fact that it even came into her mind. It even came to her mind. So I pointed, the red flags were there in the very, very beginning. The love bombing, being controlling, narcissistic, all that stuff. Those are red flags she saw after she came out of it and was self-reflecting on the situation. She knows that kind of man, that's the kind of man she shouldn't even been talking to, out of her league, all that kind of stuff. So I bring that back to say, well, let's look at the top 3 things that we as women should look at on the first date, the very first time. Okay. And there's another thing I'm going to talk about that I'm going to say you guys are going to love that. Oh, you're going to love that. I already spoken to DC about it a little bit. So let's look at the 3 things. And I want y'all, you can disagree, agree, or whatever, but these are the 3 things that you guys. Now, there's a young lady who also has an opinion about this. So let's hear her perspective first. Let's listen to her first.
Red flags to look out for in the very early stages of dating, first 1 or 2 dates. The first one, over idealization. Listen, I know you're amazing. You know you're amazing. But if somebody's going to come and tell you, oh my God, I've never met anyone like you, and you're the most incredible person I've ever met, I feel this crazy connection. How the fuck do you want them to know that about you? You barely know each other. You've had 1 or 2 dates. Oftentimes, it's the early signs of love bombing, which can be a manipulation tactic. So instead, just let them know, great, it's been fun to get to know you. I'm excited to see where things go. But hey, I move a little slower. I don't want to jump into things. So let's just get to know each other authentically and see where it goes. Remember, setting a boundary is super important. That way, if this person's going to continue to love bomb you and you say, I'm not interested, you know that you're making that decision from a place of power for something that doesn't work for you. 2, monopolizing your social time. Again, I get it. It's so exciting when you meet somebody that you really like and you're like, oh my God, I want to spend all my time with them. But again, you need to live your own fucking life. If somebody is trying to alienate you from your friends or is trying to get all their time with you, that can be an indication of possessiveness or a really unhealthy attachment. Again, you don't know this person. So no, as tempting as it might be, you had 1 great date to spend every single day with each other. That doesn't mean that it's going to lead to a relationship. On the contrary, you might just get really fucking hurt if you never hear from this person again, or they bounce off to somebody new. And the third one, selective listening. They remember specific things that you said about things that pertain to them. But when it comes to your boundaries and non-negotiables, all of a sudden, they just seem to have forgotten. It's the same if somebody's never asking questions about you. Oftentimes, it shows that they're self-centered and not really actually taking this more seriously. It's more about them than it is you.
Wow. Rachel, she went live with that hair. Sorry, can't hear you, girl. Girl, you crazy, girl. But yeah, so the love bombing, manipulation, someone saying I love you off the rip. I mean, look, you're like, I know I'm fabulous, but that's creepy. I mean, that's weird. Now they say love at first sight. They got that show, Love at First Sight, Love at First Drop of Marriage, or whatever it's called. But in real life, after fairy tale land, yeah, it's manipulation. And again, to go back to my show, using those tactics to get you to fall in love, so they can really dig in and get you to the point where you are stuck with the baby, or they move into your home, you can't get them out, they drained your bank account, or things like that. Now, I do like this lady called Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I follow her. People be like, "Oh, well, she's single. How she give advice?" People sound ignorant like that. That's why I say I'm gonna turn myself into a guru. She's never married. She's been engaged before her engagement broke up, but she kind of reminds me of me a little bit without because she's with like celebrities giving advice. Now this is her take on it. We got the lady we just saw, and we got Dr. Bryant's take on it. So let's listen to her before we dive deep into what they said and what I said. The second clip, let's see. There she goes.
Cheyenne Bryant, who we love, share her professional advice on why on dating first impressions, y'all. Let's see what she had to say.
Y'all listen, be upfront about your dating intentions. Prioritizing, casualty, inexpensive first dates like coffee or drinks.
Yes.
Pay attention to the red flags like excessive focusing on fancy restaurants early on, and clearly communicate your expectations, y'all, about splitting the bill. I'm not going to split the bill, but y'all can. Now, if someone seems overly interested in trying, the best new spot before getting to know you, it might be a sign of a foodie call. And remember, it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no to something if it doesn't feel right, y'all. Y'all got to be okay with that.
Be okay with it. Again, you got to put people where you want them to be in your life. It is okay. Like, there is no way in hell that I feel someone should be okay with actually saying after the first date, can we have sex? I would be so offended. Like, how dare you? I would be so busy cussing you out. It wouldn't even be. It wouldn't be. Like, I would be so like. I would, no matter how I dress, whatever. I don't even give them vibes off. Like, and if your mind goes that way, you're a creep. You're a creep. That's like saying somebody wears booty shorts or whatever, and she deserves to get graped. I mean, you sound stupid. So anyway. So she has a whole platform about that. And she gets people kind of come for her because she's not married. So what? So what? She's not married, but she has a great insight on it. So anyway, so now you heard that word again, y'all. Love bombing. If you ever met someone, again, but I do believe in life that there could be like a love at first sight kind of a thing. Can it happen? It can happen. In life, does it happen every day? No. But you have people who that's what they do. They use that as a way to manipulate, destroy, come in and wreak havoc on your life. The first on WTF, for her to be that dumb to tell another grown man, I told you her exact. And I'm not trying to be vulgar or disrespectful because that's not my way of getting my message across. Because my messages I'm trying to help, trying to inform. I'm all about women empowerment. I'm all about people empowerment and to help. When that text message, because I'm assuming that was a real text message that somebody posted. For her to say, I told you not to nut in me, meaning that's the ghetto version of saying I don't want to get pregnant. you never dare want to let someone else be in charge of your destiny or of your outcome of your life. If you know that's not what you wanted, you should have set boundaries to say either you wear a condom or we're not going to do anything. How about that? And then just walk away. You got to love yourself more than that. Okay? First date, second date, third date, whatever the expectations you set for yourself, you must stand on it and stand on business. That's how that's going to go. Okay, so that love bombing thing is sick. Who would not want to be told, oh my God, you are the greatest thing since sliced bread? Just going overboard. Especially, are we able to gauge someone else's feelings? I had only those two examples because I only chose because there was like a list of how can I say it? A list of examples of dating what do you call them? My example of what am I gonna try to say? Flags, but then I just chose the top 3. So I'm just talking about the top 3 red flags that could basically potentially save your life. Okay. So if y'all want a deeper dive into this, we could definitely have a deeper dive into this. So I'm gonna focus on the deeper dive. I mean the top 3 first date. That's the difference. These are the first date red flags. Going overboard, with someone saying how much they love you, literally you ordering your food, and then even before you get to dessert, they're saying love you, and it just goes on from there. And that's the beginning stages of love bombing. And they could be setting you up for something sinister. And that's scary. And, they have those kind of shows where you can see those kind of shows on the ID channel all the time. They have networks dedicated to shows like that. And I wanted to show how all the examples that I showed between Shay's example, the lady with the brown hair, the white lady, and then Cheyenne Bryant, another lady, they were saying the same thing, but in different ways. And I was trying to show how they were saying different formats, but they were all kind of saying the same thing, right? So and that word love bombing, people are like, what the heck does that mean? Because we all, I don't care who you are, we all want to be loved, right? But there's a way to go about it in a healthy way where you're not being fake love, because that's not real love. So on a first date, if someone is saying they love you, that's not real love. They don't know you. How can you love somebody that you don't even know? You can like somebody a whole lot, but if you don't know them, I don't know you. You're lying. So how in the world, how can you love me if you don't even know me? It's weird. It's weird. And y'all, when you guys check out what I got coming up in the next week or so about this, because I want to focus on this kind of stuff because it's so diabolically strange that people are so desperate, they're actually falling for it. And some of these, even in my clip on my other show, she actually thought about having a kid with this man. And I think she only told me they dated for it was less than a year, because she thought they were going towards marriage, committed. She thought that, she wouldn't have wasted her time with someone that she thought there would be no commitment with. She's not the kind of woman, you could look at her and tell she wasn't the kind of woman that just all over the place. She's like myself, I'm not the kind of woman that would date a guy and not be into something serious. So if I was dating somebody, it would be just that one guy. I don't like to have multiple dates and multiple guys. All right. So love bombing. First red flag. Second red flag. when they continue to always, this is the first, and keep in mind, this is the first date, your first time meeting in person at a table, with coffee, dinner, lunch, brunch, constantly talking or bashing about their ex. Talking or bashing about their ex. Even the young lady that's on my show, he ended up having things with his ex was still in the picture. He had a baby mama. The baby was like maybe 2. But I won't go into what she told me off camera because we didn't talk about it on camera because we didn't get into it. So she told me off camera. So I'm not gonna talk about what it was, but there was a baby mama, and but he did. But the second red flag is that they always talk about that baby mama. That's why now you couldn't pay me to deal with the man that had kids not out of college. I mean, my ex-fiance had 3 kids. He was married for a very long time, like 25 years, but he wasn't faithful in that marriage. But I didn't care about that because I mean, he was faithful to me, but he never bashed about nobody, wasn't no bashing. But on the first date, if that person's already like, oh my God, my ex, oh my God, ranting and raving about their ex, bashing, that's a red flag. You can best believe either they still love that person or they hate that person so much that that person lives rent-free in their mind. Why do I want to deal with that? I mean, that's a red flag. I mean, that could be a red flag for many things, but it doesn't mean anything good for you. That's what it means. In the next couple months, few months down the line, whatever, there's drama attached to that. Or this man, I'm speaking from the woman's perspective at this point, it could be flipped, lives with this woman and probably needs somewhere to stay and realizes, oh, okay, she probably got a good job, needs somewhere to stay. She put up in a nice car, as you're talking at dinner, you talk about, oh, what do you do? How's the weather? What do you do? How long you been doing that? He probably sees stable career, stable job, probably thinks somebody lonely. Oh, I could move in with her. All right. I know somebody who has done that, been together. Actually, one of my ex-boyfriend's mom, her husband died and she got a huge settlement. And when the kids were like younger, he was in the military, so they got a huge settlement when they were younger. And she's been with this man like 50 years. He lives with her. She won't marry him because of the settlement, but the guy's a player. How you an old player? How you a player still old? They do that? Where they do that at? But she won't marry him. So because her 2 sons stay in her ear, have been staying in her ear since they were young, because of this money that she's been getting for all these years from when her husband died. All right, so we got love bombing, first date, sitting at a table somewhere, getting coffee, whatever, and then I think I love you. I think I love you. I mean, what do you say to that? Now, I will come back to that on my own personal. I gotta give myself as an example because I've been through that before. Okay, so talking about the ex, bashing about the ex. Now, if you ask somebody, well, when were you last married, or you have any children, and they tell you, yeah, I'm divorced of 2 years, or I just broke up with my ex, or my ex just broke up. Yeah, tell somebody about it and then move on. We're talking about the bashing, this bitch, this nigga, this, that bitch. I mean, to go on and on and on, and you're hitting the table, or or if there's, my thing is, I see my last episode I did with the married man, the happily married man. He even mentioned that he's happily married, so that really impact him. But he said he knows people that are together just for the finances for the kids and for the finances, that's bad. I mean, that's a disaster. So see men who are with women because they for the finances. That's whack. All right, so the top three, number 3 red flag. If as your dinner is winding down, or if you're drinking your frappuccino, I don't like coffee dates because I like my coffee the way I make it. I like iced coffee. I don't like coffee that much, but I'm like my way I make it. So I don't like coffee dates. As if it's afterwards. Well, what are you doing after this? Let's go back to your house and Netflix and chill. That's a no. I'm trying to accentuate the no. That's a no. We're not going to Netflix and chill. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But if they insinuate that, that's the insinuation of what? Sex. That means they're expecting sex. And I follow groups for content, and I follow groups for information, and I follow groups for really just for that. I'm not going to say the names of the groups, but I follow groups, different types of groups in social media. And that's what I don't want to say yet, because I'm going to get some people on my show in the BFAM studio, in my studio to come interview. And one girl was like on their first date. And again, she dodged the bullet. This is a prime example. They went on a date. Her meal was like $17. That same night, he actually asked her to go back to her apartment. She was like, absolutely not. Okay, so he kind of was pressuring her, like, well, why not? I don't understand. She was looking at him like, because I don't know you. And then, okay, so she went back home. He went back home. The next day, he called her. She was washing clothes on a Saturday. She's washing clothes. And then he was like, hey, what are you up to? Oh, no, I'm washing clothes. And then he said, I'm a little bit bored or whatever. I would love to get into something. And then she said, oh, well, what do you want to get into? Do you know what he said to her? This is not that. They already had one date, but this was said on the second time of them speaking after their first date. You will not believe what he said. Can I raw dog you from the back? What? And the reason this came up is because there's this TikTok page that's out. It's not a secret because everybody knows about it. If you don't, you need to go follow it because it's amazing. He was on this page that has don't date this man ATL. Oh, somebody don't date this man ATL or something like that. So I follow that page. It's a page. It's nothing secret. You ain't got to be like let into the page, But and so people write into this page by email, and you write in. You have to give receipts to whoever owns the page. I don't know who owns the page, but they're faceless. Obviously, they have to be for their protection. They are exposing these men. So whatever their email is, you send her or him, whoever it is, screenshots. People are going out with these people, whether it be dating, sleeping with it, whatever's happening, bad things are happening. Because people are tired of getting all this stuff done to them and not having any type of repercussions, getting done things, like getting one and done, getting things done to them, and people just being like this, deuces. So they're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell somebody. So now people doing shit. So Atlanta it's Atlanta's scammers. A lot of scammers here. So y'all need to look it up. I mean, I literally am addicted now. So he was on there. I was scrolling through there, and the lady, somebody said, "Oh my God, I know this guy," and he was on Facebook dating. That's what it was. Because I put a message. I said, "That guy looks familiar." I put a message on there. Somebody said, "Yeah," and then somebody said he wanted to raw dog me after one $18 dinner. So I kept reading. I was like, I just thought put emojis to start laughing. So my point is, I mean, because he's not the kind of guy I would like, but he wasn't an ugly guy. He just wasn't the kind of guy I would like. But the fact that these are real men, these are not fake guys on these profiles. They're just cuckoo bird, cuckoo. You know. So hold on, voice. So they're using all types of things to get on and try to, you know, be predators of women. You know what I'm saying? And it's insane. So he used the same pictures he had on Facebook dating as he had on that she had because she had when you put the give your stuff to the persons over the site, you have to give text message receipts. You can't just lie and say, yeah, this guy did me wrong. You have to show her or him a bunch of stuff to show it really happened. Because she's not trying to have a website, I mean, a TikTok full of BS. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's called Don't Date Him ATL, and it's on TikTok. Oh my God, it's crazy. And, you know, most of it is from people feeling like this on dates, on getting, you know, ooh, I love you on the first date. Ooh, I love you on the after they had a plate of shrimp and a cocktail. I'm gonna marry you next week, and then they go do some horrible things together, child. She believed it. She ain't had no man, or you know, whatever the case may be. And then he said, "I'm going to the bathroom." Child, he had his car. He left. Where'd he go? Where he at? He had his number. She calls him. Number been disconnected. Is no longer in service. I big God. I mean, I don't understand that kind of stuff, but it happens more so than you think. People in their 40s and 50s. So, and it's happening a lot. For them to have a whole, I mean, they have website, you know, they have that show on ID Channel called Who the Fuck Did I Marry? That girl, Risa Tisa, Who the F Did I Date or whatever. She had a whole 50-part series. People are out here actually playing these type of games. Now, those type of games can get you hurt as well. But to try to avoid all that, the red flags can save you some of that. If someone, these are the kind of clues you can look for. You know what I'm saying? It's more, but these are the three that I choose to focus on, right? So I may do a deeper dive. I mean, I may go for these three, and then maybe three more, right? So just remember, love bombing, which is that fake love, all full out, first day. Oh my God, you're amazing. I love you. Now, someone's like, you're beautiful. Love how you dress. I love your style. Because I get that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Especially never had nobody that had no style before. Because my ex-fiance, he never had anybody that had style like me. So of course he was, you know, happy to have someone that had style. He never had anybody that had style. You know, he wasn't married to nobody like that. But you know, if just that they go on and on about it, and that's all they focus on all the time on the Thursday, and it just will not stop. It's like something's up. And bashing that ex. That ex should be the last thing on their mind. But they just keep bashing that person. That means they're still in their mind to a point of living rent free. Okay, so if you're on a date right now, listen to this podcast. On y'all on your way home, are leaving. What time is it? Almost 12. Y'all leaving Papa Do's, or leaving Ruth Chris. Well, Ruth Chris is closed, I think. If y'all leaving wherever y'all leaving from, and y'all decide if y'all on first date and y'all on number 3, y'all debate about where to go. If he ain't taking your ass home, y'all going back into your house and y'all getting out the car because y'all gonna go back to Netflix and chill. That's some good water. I love the ice cold water. Then that's wrong decision. So just letting you know. So I hope you guys really. So look, so that was my let me put my shades on now. I've conducted my business for today. It's almost time for me to close this shop down. Now I can wind it on down for the outro. So today was a good day. Today was a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. It's Red. You straight. We need to go out sometime. Hey, let's do it, girl. Let's do it, girl. Where we gonna go? We need to go somewhere and people watch. No, we need to go. We're gonna hold our phones up like this, right? Act like we look at our phones but have them up like this so we can people watch and record like this. And just, cause I'm saying people watching is the best. I mean the best. People watching, because people crazy. People are crazy funny to me. I love, especially at the airport, girl. Oh my God. Oh my God. At the airport. So yeah, girl, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay? So until everybody watch the show, Friday at 11, right here. So, and also Miss Red Podcast Show is still on YouTube. We'll go back, watch all my episodes and just keep watching them. Just keep watching them and like, subscribe, and share. I hope, Rachel, I'm sorry. I mean a date. A date? What's a date? You mean, well, I still like men. I just don't like them. They just don't serve. Bye.